Hi, my name is Sharma. I'm the managing partner at Sharma, one of Canada's largest dedicated immigration law firms. Today I'll be talking to you about the TRP, the Temporary Resident Permit. The TRP is a safety net that is very helpful for individuals that are inadmissible to Canada or have otherwise perhaps fallen through the cracks. A TRP is the reason that Conrad Black, who was convicted and sentenced to 5.5 years in a US jail, is at present living and working in Canada. Subsection 24(1) of the Immigration Refugee Protection Act allows an officer to grant a TRP to a foreign national who is inadmissible or otherwise in non-compliance with the Act. It's a highly discretionary tool. The federal court in Farhat v. Canada noted that the objective of Section 24 was to soften the sometimes harsh consequences of the strict application of the Immigration Refugee Protection Act. Basically, the TRP allows an officer to respond to exceptional circumstances while meeting Canada's social, humanitarian, and economic commitments. In deciding to grant a TRP, an officer must balance the individual's need to come into Canada and see whether that is sufficient to overcome any risk to Canadian society. In deciding a TRP application, the officer has to have regard to Section 5.5 of the relevant manual. When deciding whether or not to grant a TRP, an officer has to weigh or assess the needs and the risk. The manual at 12.1 provides specific factors that the officer needs to consider. These include the following. Number 1, the factors that make the individual's presence in Canada necessary. For example, family ties, economic contributions, attendance at a temporary event. Number 2, they need to assess the intent of the legislation. They will look at the family composition, both in Canada as well as to the country of origin. They will look to the tangible or intangible benefits that will accrue to Canada as a result of allowing this individual's presence or entry into Canada. The TRP is a very unique statutory discretionary instrument. If it is granted, and if it's granted for more than 6 months, the individual can in fact apply for an open work permit. If the TRP is granted and renewed over a period of time, that individual may eventually be able to apply for permanent residency. As a result of the advantages on the TRP, which include in fact coverage under provincial or healthcare coverage, the grant of a TRP is relatively rare. If you are out of status in Canada, or if you are inadmissible to Canada and feel that you require a temporary resident permit, please feel free to contact any of the lawyers at Sharma. We have extensive experience in the TRP and any other immigration application.